As we continue here on NFL Primetime, Trey Wingo here with Merrill Hodge and Tim Hasselback. The Sunday night game to wrap up the full first slate of Sunday games. Dallas Cowboys with new defensive coordinator Rob Ryan taking on the Jets and head coach Rex Ryan, his twin brother. So it wasn't about who was the better team, but who really had the better Ryan. And obviously outside of New York, commemoration with a large American flag. Commissioner Roger Goodell there on hand to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the terrorist attacks at 9/11. Okay, Cowboys had the lead for most of this game. Third quarter, they're up 10-7. You got to win at the most crucial point, and there it is. Miles Austin out battling Cromartie for the ball, ruled a touchdown. Unbelievable effort.
Yeah, look at it. Austin go up and fight for the football. Cromartie actually has it in his possession. Ty's going to go to the offensive player, and Miles Austin able to wrestle it away.
Yeah, Cromartie upset. Dennis Thurman, former Cowboy, saying catch it this way, and it's a pick, not the other way. All right, later in the third, Jets down 17-10. Mark Sanchez over the middle where he finds Sean Lee, the Cowboys backer. Had a couple of picks like this last year. Is he going to the house? Because if he is, it's huge fantasy points for your defense if you have him. But no, he's taken out at the one upon replay. Another critical mistake, though, by Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez obviously looking to the left. Sean Lee starts over the right, works back into his progression, but Sanchez never sees him. And then the cunningness, the beautiful run, and the Cowboys are loving it like we're going to win.
2 plays later, they're up 24-10. Plaxico Burress making his Jets debut. Oh, big hit there after carrying out the American flag on Mike Jenkins, who left this game a couple of times. Later in the fourth, 3rd and 3 at the Dallas 26. That is the definition of back shoulder fade. Touchdown. It's a 7-point game.
Yeah, and if you're going to make this throw to Plaxico Burress, face mask or higher, back shoulder, and you can't defend it. Look at the position of the cornerback. It doesn't matter when it's high in a way like that for Plaxico.
Jets won the game, but the Cowboys certainly contributed. A long Jason Witten play where he was pushed out by Jim Leonard, got him down there close, and on 3rd and goal, just take a sack, throw it away, don't dive and fumble. So instead of sure 3 points, this happened.
Well, the most important thing is ball security. Look how far that ball is out on the ground. You know you're not going to score. You don't want to take a shot. Get 2 hands on the ball and get down. 3 points makes it a 10-point lead.
A 2-possession game. Instead, they get nothing. Then after an exchange of punts, Joe McKnight comes in and blocks it, and the brother of Marcus Trufant, Isaiah Trufant, returns it for the touchdown.
To me, this is also an example of studying tape. Your up backs up way too close. I know the guard of that side makes a mistake because you protect inside out. Grave mental error for the Dallas Cowboys.
Rex Ryan is fired up. It wasn't the last grave mental error. After another punt, first play, they have a chance to win it with under a minute to go, and it's picked off by Darrelle Revis. Where was this throw going, Tim?
I have no idea. I still don't understand where it's going. And Revis underneath, safety over the top, and obviously Tony Romo knows big mistake and a crucial point.
Plus, at that point in the game, Des Bryant was limping. He couldn't even run. So with 32 seconds left, former Pro Bowl kicker for the Cowboys, Nick Folk, bang, from 50 yards, and it's good. Folk is fired up. Rex is fired up. The Jets come back to win 27-24. Tony Romo after the game. They said what happened. He said, I cost us this game. And Tim, it was funny because during the broadcast, they were talking about how Tony Romo had said, I don't want to make those big mistakes anymore. Everything worked for Tony except for 2 critical plays with under 9 minutes to play. The fumble, where you got to have points, and then the interception late. And it was just a gift that the Jets were happy to take.
And that's why it doesn't matter how well Tony Romo played in the first half. When you look at the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, the 2 inexcusable mistakes that he makes that ultimately end up costing his team the football game. Look at the situation. 3rd and goal, about 9 minutes left in the game. Okay? Play breaks down. Now, you're up 7 points. Take a sack. That's the best thing that could happen. Maybe throw it away, but what you can't do is you can't turn the football over. Now, this one I still have no answer for. You have a minute left, a timeout, and when you look at this, there's no explanation for Tony Romo to throw this football. It is 2-man coverage. What I mean by that? Man underneath in the trail position, safety's up over the top. Look at this. Play breaks down again. Revis is underneath. Safety's over the top. You have absolutely no business throwing this football to Des Bryant, and it's right into the hands of Darrelle Revis. And I know when I watched that video there that, sure, Bryant probably made a mistake, ran the wrong route, wasn't running full speed, But as a quarterback, that doesn't give you the license to make the situation worse, which is exactly what Tony Romo did in that situation.
You know what's interesting about the game of football? No matter how long you play, your career will be defined by a few plays, no matter when they happen. And it's usually, though, in critical moments, in critical games. When you look at Tony Romo in his 6 years starting, when you look at those moments where he's had opportunities, the pendulum is weighing towards he doesn't respond very well. He doesn't make those plays. That is kind of the image that he has right now. To switch that, I mean, it's going to take several years to switch that and critical games and more than likely playoff wins in order for that to switch. And when you look at a player who struggles like that, it's usually just the management of himself. You know, is it coaching? People want to play him coaching. He's been taught all those things. It's understanding when you're up by 7. Where are we in the game? What is most important here? Or when it's tied and we're down and our defense is playing great, what should I do that's the best thing for my game? I understand you want to make a play. I understand you want to score touchdowns. But it's the best to manage yourself and understand, how can we win?
You make a great point, though. It's about knowing the situation. And most of the time you think, this is Tony Romo. It's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. Do I have to remind him when we're up 7, 9 minutes left in the red zone, hey, a sack might be the best play? Guess what? Maybe you do have to remind him. Maybe you just can't assume that he knows the right thing to do.
Well, this is nothing new for Cowboy fans. Go back to the Sunday night game to start last year in Washington. He threw that inexplicable screen pass. They tried to make something out of nothing right before the half. Washington gets a touchdown. They were really being dominated up to that point. They get right back into the game, and they went on to lose that game. Well, Cowboys try to get it going next week when they go to San Francisco. Jets play the Jacksonville Jaguars.